What's up, everyone, and welcome to Best Car Reviews. I'm Ben, and today we'll be dissecting the 2023 Subaru WRX. Before we begin, please like and subscribe so I can continue to bring accurate and clear car reviews in under 10 minutes. Let's get started. The Subaru WRX has for many years been a favorite choice in the sports car market. A sleek design with a manual transmission will always catch the eye of a true car enthusiast. Historically, the WRX has been a very appealing car and been very popular. However, the bold redesign for 2023 has scrambled some heads. Living without an STI version is also an adjustment. There's heavy competition in the segment, but the WRX is still ready to compete. Today we'll look at the trims and the details that matter most to you to determine which will be the best bang for your buck. The WRX will have four different trims for 2023. The lowest will be starting out at that base for $31,000, which is very affordable. Then you move up to the premium, limited, and the top trim will be the GT, which still starts at a pretty affordable $44,000. All these trims will come with the same engine, 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, putting out 271 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. This will also be paired with either a 6-speed manual transmission or a CVT automatic. And although people might gawk at a CVT, it is one of the fastest ways to get 0 to 60. So not all is bad there. The drivetrain here, we got all-wheel drive offered, Subaru's special all-wheel drive system. So we can't go wrong there. Give you great grip, great performance off the line. And when you're looking at MPGs, the manual transmission is said to average 22 miles per gallon between city and highway, and the automatic CVT comes in just under at 21 miles per gallon on average. Taking a look now at the base trim, one good thing about this trim, guys, is you really can't tell that it's the base because these trims are almost indistinguishable from each other. I I can barely even tell the difference when I know what I'm looking at. So you're getting a very similar look to that top trim. Really, like I said, you can't notice the difference. So you can own this base and people will think you're driving the GT. It's just how it's going to be. And I think that helps this base trim really have a fight for the best bang for your buck, which usually the base trim does not compete in that category for me. But a couple of the special touches that this one will have. This one does have a different infotainment. You're only getting a 7-inch horizontal display. You will get auto leveling LED headlights and an incline start assist. Other than that, you're just kind of getting the basic car, but you're still getting that engine, you're still getting those looks. So not a bad option at all, especially for that price tag. Looking at the premium trim now and some of the differences between this and the base, because certainly it's not in the exterior. This one will come standard with that 6-speed manual. So if you're looking for the manual transmission, the best bang for your buck, I'm going to say is this premium trim. Because if you wanted the manual on the base, you would have to option it in for extra money, whereas this comes standard. And just if you want the manual, this is probably the best bang for your buck. If you go with the automatic, I would even say the bases. But some other features that this premium will have on top of the base is you get fog lights standard, you get keyless entry, and you get heated mirrors. Otherwise, it's essentially the same car as the base, but given that 6-speed manual is standard, that's why you're going to see a little bit of a price difference, but very similar cars. Looking at the limited trim now, and really the only differences between this and the prior two, especially the premium, is you're just going to be nearly fully loaded on the interior and your options in there, including real-time traffic alerts, navigation system, and some other things that just don't come standard on the premium that you might have to option in. But for a little bit more money, you get a nicer interior with more options, but that's really the only difference. Like I've been saying, the exterior really looks no different. You can maybe do a package, but the standard look of the car doesn't change. Finishing out at the GT trim, and we finally have a couple things that separate this from the rest of the group. You will get everything standard on this trim. Everything that we talked about prior will all come standard. You won't have to option any of that in. This is offered only in that automatic CVT, which is still great for performance. This GT trim, people would think that's the top trim. It's got to be the fastest, but these are all the same engines, all have the same transmission options. The CVT will perform well. Another feature you'll get with the GT is adaptive dampers, so that will increase your performance. That's one thing that the others don't have, to make that GT trim feel more like a GT trim. You get some nice packages that you can option in, and you do get a couple elevated standard exterior features such as black wheels and a black grille. and those things are enough to separate yourself from those other trims. Looking at the interior, and it's not bad at all, especially if you go with the GT trim. If you do, you'll get a lot of faux carbon fiber, which is nice because you get the look of it, but you don't have to pay for it. And you get nice red stitching. You get a flat bottom steering wheel, which that's always a thing that sports car fans like. You get analog gauges, which is another cool feature that sports cars can have. That GT will come with Recaro micro suede seats, which are some of the most comfy on the market. All these trims except the base have an 11.6-inch vertical infotainment screen, which is far nicer than a 7-inch horizontal screen. That alone might make you want to buy that premium trim over the base just to get the far nicer infotainment screen. There's an available 11-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, which they're one of the top players in this. And you also get a 60/40 rear splitting seat for trunk access. In review, guys, WRX is looking a lot different in the exterior with this redesign. Really nothing has changed from the previous year, but across all those trims, you're just getting a little bit more every one you go up. I think the best bang for your buck, if you're cool with the CBT, is to just go with that base trim. Maybe even option a couple packages because it's very affordable and it really, like I said, looks no different from the GT. And what are you really getting different from the GT besides a nicer infotainment screen? But if you want the manual, I think the best bang for your buck will be that premium because it comes standard and it's also the cheapest standard option for that manual. But lots of people may not like this design, but if it's for you, there's definitely options that you can pick from that you should be able to enjoy and option out and make yours and really enjoy this car and the performance it has to offer. But thank you guys for watching this best car review. Please subscribe if not already, and I'll catch you on the next best car review.